Buffalo is going to win it home.
Kick your heels up and shout.
Let's see why the Buffalo Bills are en route to the playoffs.
Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout.
Buffalo Bills go undefeated. And we're going to the Super Bowl, yeah.
Now, baby, come on, come on.
No one
Come on
circles the
and
wagon
shout.
like the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
We back. We back. We was deciding not if we want to show our face or not. You know what I mean? You know, we had to figure it out. But I'm happy we took that, that week off so we can decompress. We can come back with rational minds. We don't gotta, we can really have some thought what's going on, what we're gonna do moving forward, what's the move. But as you guys can see, we're back. Rad here, Matt here. Preach will see, he got some business. He took it harder than a lot of us. Surprisingly, we thought Priest would be here, maybe with a Chief jersey on or something, but he Priest probably took a little harder than most of us. So see if he get on. But how you doing, Matt? How you feeling, bro? A week out, over a week after the loss, man. How you feeling? You on mute, Matt. You on mute.
There's still parts of me that I'm still kind of pissed off.
Yeah.
It just, we're getting into those years again. It's like, damn, we're that close, or we can't get over the hump. And it's a part of me is tough, but also too, it's, we say it a lot, it could be worse. I remember most of our lives where we weren't good. So, to be on this ride and to even have these thoughts at this point in the season, I guess is some type of solace that I could take out of this whole scenario.
All right, yeah, and like you said, it could be worse. And as we always say, it's next season, right? Next season's our season. Overdue Bills. But before we get into the show, before we get into the nitty gritty, before we get into the blame pie, we got blame pie for you guys. We got people. There's a lot of things that could or could not happen, and we're gonna try to talk about some. Obviously, the end of the year show is gonna be next week after the Super Bowl. But right now, me and Matt just gonna hold it down, and we're gonna talk about mostly the game and our thoughts. But before we get there, I want to shout out to Buffalo fan base. Presented by 26 Shirts on the platform. Definitely follow them. Share this if you dare. Share this everywhere you looking at. Shout out to OverdueBillsPod.com. Or you can get all your merch stuff. Well, maybe not this. This is an exclusive. Something I got for myself. You can't get that. But you got other stuff. We got hoodies. We got beanies. We got different things on there. So go on OverdueBillsPod.com to get your merch. And obviously, Matt, let us know who's our presenter sponsor. Let's go.
Yes, sir. This episode and every other episode of the Overdue Bills podcast is brought to you by Art of Glass Smoke Shop. Just like the Bills on the field, Art of Glass Smoke Shop lights the competition up. Art of Glass Smoke Shop has everything you need for your smoking needs to get you right. They have CBD, kratom, scales, rolling papers, and so much more. Stop in and check any one of their locations out today. Also, they have their AOG Cigar Lounge, the premium cigar lounge located on 3495 Delaware Avenue in Kenmore. Stop in today. Check them out. Mention the Overdue Bills podcast. You get 50% off all glass purchases. And if you go to the cigar lounge, you mention Overdue Bills, you get a complimentary day pass. So check those guys out. Shout out to those guys. Been holding us down all season. Also, too, if you're going to go watch the big game somewhere, you don't have a spot, they are going to be showing it there at the lounge. So, if you're a cigar smoker, a drinker, and you want a nice, comfortable environment to go watch the game, that's a good spot to go to.
A good place to go, boo. Yeah, nice good place to go, boo.
Yep.
But yeah, man, shout out to Art of Glass, man. They've been holding us down all season, man. Definitely support them forever. Shout out to Art of Glass. All right. So we start every show with a quick question of the day. Right, and this is comments, man. We want to hear y'all. Everybody that's watching, everybody that's Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, hit us on the comments. We can put the comments up, we'll answer questions, and just air out your grievances, man. Air out your grievances. This is the time. We week out. A lot of stuff been going on, and man, just in time. Look at our guy, bro. Our guy Preach. Here you go. Our guy Preach is here, bro. How you doing, Preach? Good?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Y'all can hear me good?
He come from remote location. So, but I'm you can still get something and preach. I got a question for us before we can go. Before we go, like I said, share, follow us everywhere you see it. So right now, quick question of the day. I know everybody, feel differently about this, but I'm gonna ask everybody: was this a failed season? People in the comments, people everywhere, X, Facebook, Twitter, same thing, YouTube. Let us know. Was this a failed season? How should we feel about this season? Should the Bills be like, all right, you know how we are. We just got good. We just got Josh Allen. We kind of been, all right, everything's good. We're going up each year. But should this be a failed season? We can go to you, Matt. Matt, what's your thoughts? This is a failed season.
Yeah, I mean, I think I said it from the jump, man. I know Preach asked it a couple weeks running. Is this a Super Bowl or bust year? And I always said yes, and I stood true to that, and I'm going to stay true to that. I think us not going to the Super Bowl, not winning the Super Bowl this year, is a failed season. I think we have the best player in football, should be the MVP this year. We have a talented group on both sides. McDermott, I thought he had a pretty good coaching game. Just that in the actual playoff game, we'll get into blame pie here. But no, I do think this season's a failure, man. Any year that we don't win with Josh, I guess I'm calling it a failure. Just like any other major quarterback in his career.
I preach. What's your thoughts, man? Is this season a failure?
I'll say this. I'll put it this way. I don't think that this season is necessarily a failure. I think that we had an amazing record. We had some highlights to our season. We fell short of getting to our goal, but I wouldn't call it necessarily a failure, right? Obviously, we wanted to win the Super Bowl. We're a Super Bowl ready team. I still think that we have a window to win the Super Bowl, right? I don't think that the window is closed. I don't think that all is lost, but unfortunately we fell short and we have to go back to the drawing board, which I'm sure we're going to talk about. But for me, I at the end of the day, we lost to Himothy. You know what I'm saying? And I've been saying this time and time again on this show.
Himothy not going nowhere either. So I mean,
right. So we could talk about that. But what I'm saying is we lost to Himothy, right? Let's just keep it a stat. I've been saying that, y'all know how I feel about Patrick Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? It's just the facts. The facts is the facts. We lost to the better player. Patrick Mahomes is a better quarterback than Josh Allen, period. In the discussion, we lost to that person. It's going to take a little bit more for us to win, and that's what Bean is for. Okay, let's see what we're going to do this offseason. I know we keep saying that over and over again, but you have to say that until you do it, right? You have to do that. A la Jordan against the Pistons. You got to figure it out. You have to figure it out, whatever that is. Even Peyton Manning against Tom Brady. Somehow or another, there is light at the end of the tunnel, right? We just got to figure that out. Figure out how to get there. Yes, we have Josh Allen, but clearly just having Josh Allen is not enough, right? And I don't mean that in a slight to Josh Allen. He's an amazing quarterback, but just having Josh Allen is just not enough. We need something else in order for us to get over that hump. Because it's not just okay, we can say this when we're going to do blame pie, as Matt said. I see in the comment this, that, refs. We could whatever. We could talk about the game. But at the end of the day, we lost. We lost to Patrick Mahomes. And we've done that. We keep doing it over and over and over again.
So that's where I got to say that I got to step in and I disagree with you. I think, yes, the season was a failure. It was no, it was no.
You thought we was going to beat them?
Tell me, my thing is, why not now? Right? If you feel like we're going to beat them, if you feel like this ain't old Tom Brady, 40-year-old Tom Brady that's going to be out this is Patrick Mahomes with a young defense. Andy Reid just coming back. They got probably the best coaching staff league with Andy Reid and Spags. They ain't going over. They're geniuses. Nobody taking Spags away. Andy Reid said he's coming back. Patrick Mahomes is as young as Josh Allen, maybe a year older, right? These are rookies. These Xavier Worthy. He got old Kelsey. Yeah, old Kelsey, but Xavier Worthy. Kareem Hunt was his running back, right? Checo didn't even play. Did he play? Right? Kareem Hunt was the running back. Old Kelsey with Worthy. You know what I'm saying? Like what? Like Chris Jones on the defense. Like what are we talking about? You know, this our paper. I know they have Patrick Mahomes, but on paper, this wasn't like this unbeatable team that we just, oh my God, this was a team that, I don't know, wanted it more, figured out how to win, and they're as young as us. So I'm not saying, oh, it's over for the Bills. No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying it definitely was a failure because our quarterback played probably his best season of his career. We overachieved everywhere. James Cook played the best season of his career, right? Our defense played lesser, but our defense showed up in spurts in different areas. I know Denver got knocked out. Certain things did happen, but Rousseau had a terrible game. Like a lot of things happened. I don't know how we go back and play that same game. Do y'all think it's a different outcome? If we add one more piece, is a different outcome? I don't know. Those are the questions I want to ask myself. But in next year they're gonna try to get better too, right? And shout out to him in the comments talk about the refs. But what refs? You think that refs not on their side next year too? Like when is the ref thing gonna be? Like is the ref what they paying the refs? Do the Bills need to pay refs? So I think all that being said, what can we do moving forward? I don't know, but we'll figure that out. But this year, I gotta say it was a failure. I mean, I don't see how you put it anywhere else. I know on the season it was like a rebuild year, and so expectations were lower. But that was thrown out the window by week 10. We knew what it was. This is one of our better teams. So I think Josh, prime Josh, McDermott, Brandon Bean. We traded for Amari Cooper. In the middle of the season, like everything said, we're all in on this season, and we believe we should win, and we didn't. So it has to be a failure.
Absolutely. Yep.
It just has to be a failure. I don't know. I mean, we can go. I want to go to takeaways from the game, or do y'all want to go straight into blame pie? Y'all want to go straight to blame pie?
I think at this point we can go to blame pie because takeaways from the game. It's like the game. It does seem ages ago. Right, I mean the Super Bowl is coming. I mean we could do blame pie, and I can start right now. Start blame pie. I'm just gonna call a spade, right? I'm just gonna call a spade. And y'all gonna laugh. Y'all can be like, "Oh my God, this is crazy. How could he do this?" For me, I got Brandon Bean. 90%.
90%. That's deep.
I got Sean McDermott 10% blame pie, and I'm gonna tell you why. I think that at this point, I think that we should know. We know what we're getting into when we're playing the Chiefs. Like I'm not like I get it, the refs, whatever the case is, but we talked about that prior to the game, right? We already talked about that prior to the game as it relates to us. Yo, we gotta be far away in the head in the lead in order so we don't even the refs can't even come up into this conversation, right? We already had that discussion, and obviously we didn't do that. We had multiple times where we could have took advantage of the game and took control of the game, and we did not do that either, and we came up short. And the reason why I'm blaming Brandon Bean 90% is because we just gotta pull these people to the forefront. We talk about depth, like let's just keep it a stat. Kyer Elam is by far he's not an NFL player. Right? He actually does not deserve to be on the NFL field. Brandon Bean picked him 1. It happens, right? That happens. People miss on first rounds all the time. Bill Belichick made a career out of doing that. Dalton Kincaid. I'm just, like I know I'm not just blaming that just one pass. I'm just trying to figure out what are we doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we pick somebody first in order for him to get jiggy. In order for him to do things necessary in order to put our offense in a great position. And that just wasn't the case at all. Like, he's not highlighted. It's like he's not – I don't know what's going on. And we have this system where quote unquote everybody eats B or whatever the case is going on. It's just like, yo, bro, no. Why there were some bright spots. Like obviously these are some players you pick. James Cook, boom, bingo, bang. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? We can go down the list. Obviously, Josh Allen, so on and so forth. Even our offensive line, but it's like at key positions, our defensive line. It's just like, yo, what's up? Like, where's the havoc at? Where is the depth at? We thought we had it, but do we really have it? You know what I'm saying? Where we need people to make plays. You know what I'm saying? Like legit make game-changing plays. Chris Jones, right? People can say whatever you want with the refs and all that on the tush push. Chris Jones figured something out because he did stop it at a point. Like his big self was out there, you know what I'm saying, giving it up. I don't care what he was doing. But I'm just saying what I'm saying is that but I'm putting him at the forefront because I'm looking for him for next year. Right? I'm blaming him because I want him to do something about it. Right? Like of course we have a great GM. But like for me, I think personnel, I just feel like we lack personnel in this game, bro. I do. We lose a couple plays away, but it's like a couple plays is a couple players. You do the math. Facts. That's a fact. A couple plays is a couple players. I'm just giving it a stat. It is. That's facts. Y'all know it to be true.
All right.
Give it a buck.
Pie, Matt.
So
and coaching. Coaching too.
So yeah, my blame pie. I'm gonna go 50% on the defense. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go 60% on the defense. Then I'm gonna go 30% on Joe Brady and 10% on Josh Allen.
Wow.
And this is why. So the defense in our last 5 elimination games, Bills D has now faced 40 non-kneel down drives. 22 have been touchdowns. 9 have been field goals. 8 punts, 1 missed field goal, only 2 turnovers, 166 points allowed. Kansas City Chiefs scored the most points they've scored all season in this game. Obviously they got some stops late that put Josh in a position to make plays and win the game. That's where the blame gets shifted to Joe and Josh. Joe, this is going to be a learning point for him. He got out coached by Spags at the end of the game. He didn't put why James Cook wasn't in the game in that last sequence at all there when he was pretty much doing whatever he wanted to. That is on the mind of everybody. But also too, Josh just we said this leading up to every Mahomes versus Josh duel, every Josh versus every other good quarterback duel. Whoever has the ball back last is going to win. And Josh had an opportunity to have the ball back last, and he lost the ball in 6 plays. So 4 plays. That's where I'm at with it. And he gave Pat the ball back at the end, and that was it. It was over. Pat put it away. So
can I put back?
Yep, go ahead.
I want to push back on one thing you said. Okay, as it relates to Joe Brady, right, and as it relates to the defense, we were never stopping Patrick Mahomes ever. So that it's a myth for us to even think like that.
We did stop
like
him.
he can't
talk about down.
Exactly. Like Pat Mahomes didn't have like this wild game. They scored 32 points.
No, but they converted in a lot more scenarios than I think that they should have.
That's what when you win Super Bowls, like I don't like that's what Super Bowl winning quarterbacks do. So like I'm not upset at that. But as far as the Joe Brady is concerned, I want to push back on this point, man. Joe Brady has been doing this all season. You have never said that. I'm the only one that always come on this platform and keep saying, why do we always take out our best players? Oh, we rotate. That's the culture. Everybody got to eat. No, that's a myth. That's silliness, bro. I'm the only one that said it on this podcast, bro, that we need to have our best players in. I would say that about, remember Stephon Diggs? I would always say, why is he on the sideline? I don't get it. Is he not conditioned? What is happening right now?
What I'm saying, though,
but now you're saying that James Cook wasn't in the game. Yes, I've been saying that the whole game. I literally been saying that all season.
But he wasn't. I could understand if you run Ty Johnson on first down, then you switch it up. You continue with your same formula. You rotate with James Cook.
Why can you understand
that? I would say this.
Yeah.
Oh, you can go. You can answer.
No, that's where I'm at. Is that you go with your hot hand. I can see some games where they're not in the game, but this game he was the hot hand. This playoffs he was the hot hand, or he draws more attention, away
season,
from
Matt.
Josh or away from anything. Oh, I know.
Like he's our best player besides Josh Allen.
But I mean, I that's not to say that Ty Johnson didn't make big first downs at the end of the game all season long. But all right, you run it with him on first down, then take him out of the game. You don't keep him in for all those plays. Like you don't just keep James Cook on the sideline that entire sequence, which is what he did. And that's where I was. That's more or less what I was at.
Yeah,
but
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree
Spags is a heavy blitz guy, so you don't draw up a play where it's going to take a bunch of motion. You got to do something quick in that scenario. That last play of the game with the obviously Shakir ended up being wide open on that look, but he sent the house. You know what I mean? And you got to know that 9 times out of 10. Spags is going to go by force. He's going to blitz, and with his personnel. So you got to draw up something. Hey, we're going to do a quick hitter because we know that he's sitting in the house. We know he's going to try to speed Josh up.
We didn't lose the game off that though. We lost the game when it was 22-21 and we didn't score. That was the game.
I would say this blame is it's not the same as Matt's, but I will give 15% each to Josh Allen and Joe Brady. I thought, the defense got to stop. This defense held them to 3, right? You got the ball in the fourth quarter, go score a touchdown to win the game, Josh. Joe Brady, Josh, put your best foot forward. This is you get 4 plays. You didn't even get a first down. You couldn't get a first down. You like the first play, what was it? Airmail, the second play going on. I mean, the first play was a sweep to Ty Johnson. These are gotta have it plays. We talk about got to have it. This is the drive of our lives. This is the drive of our lives, right? The drive of our lives, and you throw a toss to Ty Johnson. Ooh, whatever. And then after that, it's just nothingness. It's just nothing happened after that. And these are gotta have it moments, and y'all both crumbled under the pressure. Josh didn't look good, and the play calls wasn't the best either. But if you got if Josh was on his best, he could have overcame maybe some of the play calls. I don't know, but gotta have it plays. It looked a mess. And the last 70% of it, because they both get 15. The last 7% for me is Andy Reid. And you could throw Mahomes in it too, but for me, watching this game, it was more so about Andy Reid. He the best offensive mind in football. When he had to have it, when it was have to have it plays, he put out something that we didn't see all year. First downs got to have it. First downs got to have it with the play to P. Ryan. It was just things that Andy Reid just showing how good he is, and Spags, both of them. But the play to P. Ryan and the cornerback blitz were 2 plays that we have not seen all game, maybe all year from them against us. And they go pull it out they had at gotta have it times, and they got it. We did. We didn't have that. We didn't have that because they was better coach, or they just the experience of two-time championship potentially by the 1 to 3rd just showed their face right there, and we crumbled under that pressure. And I think that I don't know what we do moving forward. I don't know. Is it like in our minds where it's like I don't know if we ever gonna beat this team, because this is the facts are that Josh lost to this team 4 times. That's the most ever for a common opponent to lose in a playoff game, right? Because I think Brady paid 8 times and some other, but to lose to the same team 4 times, not in a row, but 4 times, I don't know what. Do they just got your number? Is it mentality? Is Josh? I don't know what it is, but Josh had he had the ball in the fourth quarter, down 3, don't make a play, and blah, nothing. I mean, legit nothing. Not even. You can go get a field goal to tie it. You talk about 4th down, a throw up in the ball and hope somebody catch it, and it's over, game over. Like. That's how you're going to end your season? That's on you. That's on you and your play caller. Go figure it out.
Joe Brady was awful. To be honest, even our scoring plays was lucky to some degree. I think that, like, the second half, we, 16-21, we should have scored. We're literally at the 1. You got to score. You cannot come out of that. But, that's just insanity. That's awful. And even when that, it's just like, yo, I like the tush push, yes. But, at some point, it's just like, bro, do some nice stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do like figure something else out. And that's the issue. That was critical. And when it was 22-21, when we could have went up at that point, that's a problem. You did the exact same play, and we got stopped on both of those drives. That's the game. We're not going to win like that. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to win like that. And that's personnel. That's personnel. Because if you got somebody who you can get a little Yamin to, you can get a Yamin. You got to have the players in order to make the plays.
That's coaching style.
Coaching. I'm not denying that.
That's coaching style because he that 22-21, we pushed all the way up on the field. He could have opened it up.
We got Jamar Chase. We're not doing that.
But no time out. Why don't you just trust your quarterback to throw the ball? Josh didn't throw the ball for the third quarter.
I agree with you.
Like he didn't trust him to throw the ball. Now Josh did start off crazy. I'm not saying
he didn't trust him.
I'm saying it's Josh's fault also.
Yeah, but he was
your offensive coordinator at some point in that game didn't trust you, son. Now what you gonna do?
That's facts.
Andy Reid would never do that with Patrick Mahomes. Push, not or even just run a ball that consecutive time, not putting the ball in the air, not trying to figure out something else. That was scary play calling.
I agree. It was scary.
A great quarterback.
Yep.
Facts.
You play scared. They played scared. That was we stopped them 3 and out. 3 coming out halftime.
So fire him. Fire Joe Brady. Thank you, Bean. Fire Joe Brady. That's what I'm saying.
But that was
personnel.
But to his credit, Joe Brady, the push worked every single play, every game.
Yeah, but
did it multiple times. It always worked. So I understand, and it was working in that game. Somewhat stopped working. I'm talking about it worked somewhat sometimes. So I understand his mind. Like that was one of our most dominant plays. We look what the Philadelphia Eagles do. Obviously are not as effective, and Josh is more predictable and not as he's not Jalen when it comes to maybe just pure strength like that. So hopefully that play is not relied on as much as it was this year. So we'll see. So before you talked about fire Bean. So what do y'all feel like is McDermott's status after this game? How do y'all feel like? What's his status? What do y'all feel? Is there? Do you think Pagula is having any type of conversation on the status of McDermott? On some just is he the guy to get us over the hump? Right? We at this hump. We at this thing. A la, people always like to bring up Tony Dungy or Mark Jackson in basketball. That type of guy. Is he that type of coach that we need to bring somebody else to get us over the hump? Or so what's your thoughts on the talk around McDermott right now in the Pagula office?
Yeah, I mean, I think I think you said it a couple weeks ago. I do think he's still safe. I don't think Pagula is going to make a move like that. Is there conversations right now?
Is he talking about
up until like the Luka trade the other day? I didn't think that there might be, but now I can see anything's possible. You know what I mean? So yes, I do think maybe he's having some of those conversations, but I think he's going to be safe at the end of the day. Because I really do think that some of the things that we chastise him for, challenges and things like that, I think he made some smart decisions in that game and had those guys, in the right mindset. I just don't know. I don't know. I can't put this one on McDermott.
I would say for me, I don't think that we should fire Sean McDermott, and that's the first time I probably have ever said that.
Yeah,
I don't think that we should. Yeah, I don't think that we should fire Sean McDermott. He obviously is a. Really
Everybody else gone. He fired all the defensive court. No, there's nobody else for him to fire.
I don't think that that's true.
He said he fired people. Everybody.
Right. And like I said, like Sean McDermott, he's a good coach. And the problem is that when you fire Sean McDermott, then what? Like what is the alternative to that? Like is it just left up in the air? You know what I'm saying? And you just don't know. I don't think our franchise needs to be in that type of turmoil. But what I will say is I will say no. What I will say is, like, as it relates to Joe Brady, like, I just don't think Joe Brady is a creative enough coach. Like, and that's like, I'm not saying he's an awful offensive coordinator. I just think that he's just not creative. And I think that there is better offensive coordinators out there. There are better minds. And that's not a slight to him. He may be an offensive coordinator in the league, just not for Josh Allen. Like, it's like, even what Rad said, it's just like, why are we scared? Like, why are we scared? Even though Pat Mahomes did not pass more than Josh Allen, he didn't have more pass attempts, but, like, we know that Andy Reid is a legit wizard. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the creative plays that he's coming up with, the people that's getting the ball that we don't think is going to get the ball. Like, we need a mind. Like, I'm just sorry. Like, even just like what Cliff Kingsbury did with the Redskins, right? Like, with Jaden Daniels, it's just like, at the end of the day, Cliff Kingsbury is a mind. He's not a head coach, but he is a offensive mind. And I think that Josh Allen will do well with the offensive mind. And Joe Brady, he's a vanilla coach, and he be wilding with the taking players out, bro. Let's call a spade a spade. And also, our special teams coach needs to get fired effective immediately. Like, he just does.
We did, all year. But at the same token for Joe Brady, we averaged 30 points a game.
So what?
I'm not saying
29. So what?
I'm just saying, I know, but I'm saying he didn't take a step back as far as offensive output. Defensive, defensive.
Yeah, but I think that.
So now I'm not. We shouldn't fire. I'm not saying.
Why would we when you got Josh Allen? Like, I mean, it's like it's
I'm saying we averaged 30 points a game. The offense wasn't a problem. Even in this game, I don't think the offense was necessarily the biggest problem.
Yes, it was.
It was a problem in key situations, yes, and I think growing pains for Joe Brady.
We couldn't score.
Growing pains for Joe Brady for sure. But I mean, I'm this is the first time I'm talking about, but obviously I don't think he's going to do it because all the coaches is kind of out of all the sexy hires is gone. And now, if you was telling me he's going to go get Bill Belichick, I wouldn't be opposed to that. I need somebody of that ilk. I need, if you're going to trade for Mike Tomlin, I need something of that ilk. I need a Super Bowl winning coach that been there, done that for me to move away, because I don't think the grass is always greener on the whole Sean McDermott thing. But if you could tell me you're going to get somebody that's been there, done that, I won't be opposed, because it's something. It's not just. I know I didn't give him a part of my blame pie. I should put 5% for Sean McDermott, but because I just can't say it's his team. He's the head coach. Like,
facts.
It should be. Do he get nervous in these moments too? Is he pressing in these little moments as well as Josh Allen, all these other people? I think that Sean McDermott should be looked at and should have to, like, if I'm bringing him in and put Vakula bringing him in, he got to explain to me what could have happened different. What could you have done different? What was the issue? Why did we lose this game at this time? What was it? Can you explain to me why we lost this game? And if he don't got a good enough answer, then you might have to move on from him. He need to define why we lost and how can we not lose those games like that again, right? Because you said 13 seconds, the Bengals just collapsed. Last year was whatever that was, and then this year it's like, why in these key moments are we not getting over the hump? And it just can't be, oh, they got Patrick Mahomes, we got Josh Allen. Like, you can't accept that as a coach. Like, I just can't accept that. If he just saying, oh, because he got Patrick Mahomes, then we need to find somebody else. We need to find somebody else who believe, we need to find something else. You know what I'm saying? But I do think he's a good to great. He could be great. He's a really good coach, high end. If he's the type that if you fire, he can get a job tomorrow. I think right. New Orleans need a coach. I think other teams might fire for Sean McDermott. So but I don't know what's the answer to that. So that's why I don't want to necessarily move on from him. But Pagula, it should be some tough conversations there, bro. Like, yo, what's up? You know what I mean? It got to be some tough conversations that got to be had.
Yeah, it'll start with Brandon Beane. We know, and I guess we're gonna move into this, and we're probably gonna have another show, obviously, the draft free agency, so on and so forth. And let's just call it spade a spade. We could talk about it now. I mean, Myles Garrett,
Jimmy Butler to the Warriors. Who cares?
Oh God, this is crazy. So like Myles Garrett. I mean, the NBA know how to trade now, y'all. They definitely done found a stride in the NBA. So like I don't know whatever we need to do. Like I think that now the way we see our team and losing to the Chiefs in this game, it's like, yo, we're literally in a win now mode. Period. End of discussion. Like what? Like we at the point where it's like, you know how like those NBA teams at the deadline where they just getting players like just to like they making this playoff or whatever it takes. Literally no like I do not care. I never want to hear anything about the future. I never want to hear it. I just don't want to hear it because we're in such a win now mode right now. We have Josh Allen. Whatever Josh Allen's going to do later is what Josh Allen's going to do. But right now, we have a chance to win a Super Bowl. I do not care who's in the league. We can't beat Patrick Mahomes. But, like, yes, having Myles Garrett is better than having Groot. Like, that's a fact, bro.
Okay, before you get there. So before you get there, this is my question.
Having Cooper Kupp is better than having I don't know who.
So before you get to this is my question as far as players. Who are the key players for you guys that disappointed either in this game or in the season, and that we should either do you feel like we should do something about, or should we, hold steady and see if they can grow? What are some players that y'all feel like disappointed, and what should we, and at the same token, what should be done about said player? We can go to you, Matt, if you got any.
I guess, for me, it's Dalton Kincaid. I mean, every week he came in, we thought that he was going to be Travis Kelce or Mark Andrews on that type of level, right? He was a projected top 5 tight end across every board. And,
what's his name?
Brock Bowers.
Bowers.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be Brock Bowers. Yep. Brock Bowers is the best.
Dalton Kincaid was definitely the biggest disappointment, of the season for me. As far as what to do about it, I mean, I don't think there's anything because I think, he's going to stay around, and I think Dawson Knox is going to be a cap casualty next season, just, for what we got to pay him for his role here. So I think they are going to bring in some weapons. We'll be talking about that next week, on our end of season kind of look ahead in the next year. But Dalton Kincaid was the big disappointment for me for sure.
Preach, you got any player disappointments and what to be done about them? I mean, let me rephrase the question. Name all your players that disappointed you and what you want to do with them?
I think that it will be easier for me to name the players that did not disappoint me.
Oh,
I'm being honest.
We got to the AFC Championship game, but
I'm just being honest, bro. I'm gonna start on defense first. Christian Benford, lockdown, straps, as the kids would say. I think that's kind of where I stop on the defense.
Yeah, that's crazy.
TB
Terrell Bernard was good, always good, consistent.
No, it was not.
No,
wow. He didn't have a good enough year for me. Yeah, he made big plays, so I'm not gonna poo-poo him. But yeah, I think the defensive line as a whole did not do it for me. It's just the facts. Dorian Williams definitely did not disappoint me. So Dorian Williams, shout out to Dorian Williams. I'm not gonna say I'm like Matt Milano name. He's a kind of a wobbler, simply because he was just injured. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like I can't do anything with that. But that is disappointing though. That is disappointing in and of itself. So for me, those players, every other player that I did not name disappointed me, and I think that we should look at that wholeheartedly. Like that's what I'm saying. Like we're gonna talk about it, but like Myles Garrett, like I keep saying it because it's like, yo. Players like that do not just come available. Like, it doesn't matter. He is a game changer. He's going to get 15 sacks. That's a fact, bro. He's going to disrupt. He's going to be we don't have a player on our defense right now where the opposing offense has to be like, we got to figure him out. Or we got to, Chris Jones is that person, right? I'm just naming, he is that person where it's just like, we got to deal with him somehow or another. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you look, it's like, yo, if he's in it, like, you got to figure it out. So that's what I want, one of those players on defense. The player that be like, yo, we got to figure him out. You know what I'm saying? So let's stay there. On the offensive side, obviously, without question, James Cook. Shout out to Cook. I really, you know what I mean? That might we working. Shout out to Cook. Obviously, Josh Allen. You know what I'm saying? MVP season, whatever. We'll see. And that's where I stop. You know, I think that everybody else needs to upgrade. Like our receiving core was awful. Our tight ends were terrible. Oh, offensive line was good. Offensive line was good. Shakir was good. Shakir was good. He wasn't a dud. But offensive line was good. But everything else, man, it's just like, come on, like, what are we doing? Especially, I thought special teams was awful this year. Worst special teams in the league. I don't know if that's true, but I just felt that way. I think Tyler Bass. I don't know. I'm just over it. Or we need to figure out somebody else to kick kickoffs. Like everybody else kicks it out the end zone. It's just he's the only one that allows people to run. And it's just like I don't know if that's like it's like, are we trying to do that? But clearly we're not fielding right. You know what I'm saying? It's like every time we look up like at the 40, like what are we doing? Like stop doing that. But it's just like stuff like that. And so I think that's just overall like we have positions where we can get legitimately better. That's all I'm saying. Like and it's not hard to get better. Like that's all I'm saying. It's not hard to get better. We have positions where we can get legitimately better. I think we should do that. Yeah, do y'all think we have anybody? Can I ask this? Do y'all think we have anybody in our farm system? Like Dorian Williams, yeah, but like anybody in our farm system that we can like point to, like Cole Bishop.
Well, Shavers. I think Shavers could come up as
Coleman I think Coleman showed flashes of something. You know, he got hurt. He got hurt. I don't think he's terrible. Now I didn't have high hopes. My standards for him wasn't like, oh, he's going to be, you know, what Brian Thomas Jr. or Malik Neighbors are doing, or even Ladd. I wanted Ladd McConkey out of this draft, right? And we see why. But that my expectation wasn't that high for him, so I think he showed flashes where he can be a decent player. And like you said, Dorian Williams is there, and you know I like Ray Davis. I think Ray Davis at the running back spot is good. I think he should be straight as well. And we'll see. Obviously, Kyrie Elam is not one of those people. He's one of the disappointments for us, for sure.
For sure.
That's somebody I'm disappointed in. I'm not saying I'm disappointed in Hamlin because I didn't have expectations for him, but we got to upgrade that position as well. I like Rapp when he plays, right? He's a health risk every game. He can do something to injure himself, concussion, something. But when he plays, he's that Poyer-esque. He's very Poyer-esque in that role, so I can give him that. I like Tyler Rapp. We got a good nucleus there. I think our nucleus, our O-line. Like you said, if we get a game changer on the D line, that would be interesting. Yeah. I mean, obviously Von Miller was supposed to be that, but he got hurt and he haven't been good since that injury.
Yeah, and I think some of the defensive linemen that we do got in the as Sam called it, the farm system, they could come up pretty good in a rotational role. You know, they do seem to develop some of those guys into being pretty decent. Like with Epinesa, you got Dwayne Carter and Javon Solomon. Those guys were, they showed flashes all season long. So we'll see how they do it.
Shout out to Roy Sean. He said, "Man, Rapp is a missile with no target." I mean,
he hit Rashawn. Yeah, he's doing it all the time.
I would call Rashawn a missile. He was more of a pow. You know what I mean? A little. He tackled though. He'll tackle you. I don't want to call him a missile.
Or it's like Mike in Call of Duty. Mike in Call of Duty with the RPG in Warzone. If you're in the vicinity, you're gonna get hit. You know what I mean?
Streets used to be like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Shout out to everybody.
All right, we ain't gonna be on here much longer. Because a lot of stuff we're gonna talk about next week on the next week on our closing out of the season. Well, this because we coming right back because the draft and all this stuff. But next week is our end of season pod. This is my last one before we get out of here. I know neither one of y'all brought them up, but people in the shout out to him in the comments. Do you feel like those two plays, the refs, quote unquote, how much did that play a factor in this loss? I don't want to just ignore it. Do you feel like those plays were huge factors, little bit of factors, or if those swung our way, do we win? Are we feeling the same way? Because we were a couple plays away from winning this game. I don't want to ignore that. So how do y'all feel about the whole refs and those key plays that didn't swing our way?
Yeah, I mean, it played a difference because that extends the drive and it gives us a chance to at least go out there and get 3. Because going into that drive, obviously my thought was, hey, we got 3 minutes, we're about to come down and win this game, or at least we're gonna tie it up. But yeah, that definitely swung. But like Sam said, we had a lot of opportunities to go up when we were, it was 22-21. We had plenty of chances to do that, but I would say if you give it a percentage, I would give it like a 5%, because all it would have done is possibly extend the game, or maybe we would have came out and won. I'm not sure. I'm gonna give it 5% on those 2 plays.
Okay.
The biggest play for me was the first down. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that it's the most easiest call in the world, but
it was a first down to you.
I do believe it was a first down. Letter of the law. I mean, the one ref, even he was, you know what I mean. He gave us the first down. Obviously, he literally backed up. So it's just like, what are we doing? I think that play definitely hurt us, but also at the same time, I am a proponent. I like call it what it is, but also too, like, it is some old school in me that I'll say, yo, you ran a bad play. Like, you just don't deserve to get the first down. You ran a bad play. That was a bad play. Period. End of discussion. They've been stopping that. It was 16-21 when we was down at the end zone, and we did the same thing. And it's just like, we didn't get it. Don't do it anymore. Like, stop doing that. So for me, that play was definitely pivotal. That's the only play that I'm pointing to. Like, whatever. Like, that stuff happens every game. But that play, it's just like, the only reason why I'm blaming the refs is because that play should never happen. Yeah, like, that being subjective, it will always end in that. Period. It will always end in a big game, first down, and you looking like this. You know what I'm saying? It's just because it's subjective. You just don't know. Instead of it being left up to AI or, you know what I'm saying, like regular stuff.
So that's what you pushing for, a rule change.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying?
Absolutely.
You should agree that the ball should be some type of technology to let you know if you hit the first down or not.
Everything else is.
I mean, I think the richest league in the world, you should definitely. I mean, if tennis has been doing it for 20, 25 years, I think that we can implement something to do that. I do.
Like, how's it going to hurt? Like, no. I was like, does it hurt the game?
Yeah.
Shout out.
We know if it's a first down or not.
Shout out Roshan, because we remember Coach Backus. We ran quarterback sneak every play, and that's what I'm like, yo, this is. I really said that while I'm like, yo, they literally, this is.
It's a high school offense.
We also punted on third down.
Right, I understand it's working, but it's like, it's craziness. It was just like, bro, you don't trust your quarterback right now. Just trust him.
We got the best one.
Like,
I mean, I would say
Andy Reid was doing a lot of little stuff. It was like, bro, and Andy Reid ran Mahomes a lot. He ran him a lot, but it was creatively. It wasn't just it wasn't rugby. I know Philadelphia do it, and they're gonna do it. We're gonna see a lot of it Sunday. We're gonna see the tush push Sunday. And it worked for us all season, so I'm not against that. But
But you also look at the personnel too. They have the biggest offensive line in football. The biggest. They're the average height at the heaviest linemen, and a couple of them are like one of them was a rugby player. So it's you got that in there. So you got to look at personnel with that too.
All right. What you got, Preach?
I think we good. All
right. So that's that. Oh, what? Do we have a contest, Matt? You got a contest winner?
So yeah, we actually had a contest winner.
Okay, so let's talk about that.
We had the closest to Josh Allen's passing yards. We had Tassio Pierre won the final contest of the year. So shout out to you. You won a $20 gift card to Art of Glass Smoke Shop. Definitely good.
Tassio still throw a 90 on a gun.
I don't know, man.
86.
I think he's selling houses now. So if you're in the market for a house, I think he's.
Shout out to Tassio.
That was the other thing.
87. He's like 87 on a gun, right?
Yeah, he was up there.
All right, shout out to Toss.
Yep.
That's
but yeah,
my bad.
no,
Shout out to us.
But yeah, we're gonna have our everybody that's tuned in now. We're gonna have our big end of the year show. Might have a special guest on. I don't know. We'll see what we can do. Shout out to everybody who's been with us all year. We'll get into this next week too. But yeah, no, this has been good for sure.
Facts. And obviously, we not in this, so our score prediction is not gonna be our game. Obviously, we was this close to having a score prediction for every week, man. Next year maybe next year is the week we have a score prediction for every game, but we won short. So we got a Super Bowl. We can give our score prediction for that game. Who y'all think take it? Is it gonna be a 3-peat, or is Philly gonna stop it? What's y'all thoughts? Score. Who gonna win? Score prediction. Preach, you want to go first?
I got Pat Mahomes. I just got to see him lose. So I would say the score would be 23. So for those of you doing squares, I'm sorry, 23-19. So 3 and a 9. I think that's gonna hit. Shout out to that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Philly in this one. I think Saquon is playing on another level, and that offensive line is the best unit in football. So I mean, Chris Jones is a game wrecker. He's a guy that can do a lot. But man, you seen James Cook out there. He was averaging 5.4 a carry, and Saquon is on a higher level right now, and I don't think he's going to be denied. So I think he's going to control that ball. They're going to control the clock, and they're going to come out with a win. I think it's going to be 27-23 Philly.
Okay. I did the same thing last year. I thought San Fran was a better team, and I was wrong. I think it's a 3-peat here. I think we're about to witness history. And I think they get it done. I think Patrick Mahomes get it done. You got Andy Reid 2 weeks. All the stats, Andy Reid, 2 weeks. Andy Reid is like almost undefeated. Vic Fangio defense never beat Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes has, it's just all the stats is kind of crazy. Patrick Mahomes has never lost a playoff game in the dome, and they in New Orleans this year. It's just a whole lot of crazy stuff going on for them. And I think Patrick Mahomes get it done a 3-peat, and they become the greatest team of all time. And we about to win history. Shout out to Patrick Mahomes. Shout out to Andy Reid. I think Andy Reid becomes, if not, he's definitely top 5 now. Maybe go to number 2. The second greatest coach of all time. We'll see. But yeah, I think Andy Reid, I think they get it done. I think it's close though. I think it's gonna be a dogfight. I think they win. I think maybe Buckner walk them off. I got Buckner walking them off. 24-23. 24-23 Chiefs and a walk-off.
All right, cool.
All right. Any last words before they out of here? We be on next week. Yeah, we'll be on our
Tuesday,
regular time.
Yep.
We be on next week. But we end every show with a little hey. All right.
Only Buffalo is going to win it, folks.
Kick your heels up and shout.
We'll see why the Buffalo Bills are en route to the playoffs.
Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout.
Buffalo Bills go undefeated.